Blog Talk Radio.
The following opinions are those of the host and not of the L&M Radio Network. They are mine and usually are right. We're coming to you live deep within Southeast Asia, inside of China. This is Tough Reality. We welcome you from around the world, across the internet, shortwave, on the phone lines, wherever you may be. We will discuss reality and truth that is right in front of your face. Sometimes the toughest things are right before us. We will discuss issues of politics, religion, economics, and all the things that you do not discuss at the family dinner. No topic is off limits. We will discuss thoughts from a global perspective. If it's PG-13 and interesting, it is fair game. I look forward to meeting you on the show. Now call in and discuss your favorite topic. We might disagree, but I will let you get your point in, and I won't cut you off. Have you had your daily dose of TR? That is Tough Reality. Now, I want you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and go to our website at toughreality.com. That's TOUGHREALITY.com, toughreality.com. Email us at mike@toughreality.com, and our call-in number is 347-989-1012. That's 347-989-1012. Now here is Mike with Tough Reality. Hey there, everybody. How are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're feeling well today. Today is the first day of October. That's right, the first day of October. This year has flown by. The 10th month in this wonderful year of our Lord 2012, October 1st. So it's very interesting. It's here. It's beautiful nighttime in Shenzhen, China. It's about 70 degrees outside, a little bit windy, and a bright, beautiful full moon. So we are preparing here for some celebrations to go on in China, that everybody likes that type of a thing to celebrate. And we'll be talking a little bit about that on the show today. We're also going to be talking about some news. My gosh, there's so much news. I got stacks and stacks of different bits and pieces of information, and we'll be going over that. Also, I do want to take calls today, especially about opinions that you have about the upcoming elections in the United States. So you can, if you want to, come on the show and say whatever you want about your candidate, or say whatever you want about the other candidate. But today we're going to talk about a little bit about Mitt Romney, a little bit about Obama, and maybe some of the other candidates. And what I want to do, though, really, is I want to hear what you have to say. I'm going to say a lot of things that are probably going to either make you mad or make you happy, but the reality is that we're in a political season. And so we, as Americans, I know other people are listening to this show. I had somebody email me from right inside of Germany. We have people listening tonight in Hong Kong, hello, and people listening in this great country of China, hello, everybody here, and all over America. So if you are in a foreign country, call in. The phone number is 347-989-1012, and I think you can call in that number using Skype. You can try and see, and or you can use Google Voice. That's a good thing to use. And so you can call in and give me your opinion. all opinions are fair here. I'm not going to cut you off. I might disagree with you. You might disagree with me. But I will make sure to give you always the last word so that everybody can hear you and hear what you have to say. So the neat thing is that there's many different things going on in the world that are positive, and there's many different things in the world right now going on that are negative. Now, one big political story that's going on is the Obama phone lady. Now, if you have not seen, the YouTube video of the Obama phone lady, I don't have the MP3 downloaded yet. I was trying to split out before the show and couldn't really get it. But this lady, I think you can just search in YouTube Obama phone lady. She gets on there and is talking with somebody about her Obama phone. And what that is there's a program way back when, I believe it was initiated back, I think it was in the 60s, so that the government would pay for a phone, but back then it was a landline, and back then also it was so that you had your phone if you were like in the country, or if you were also in a rural area. You have a disability, and you needed a phone so that you could communicate in case there was an emergency. Well, now, I honestly did not even know of this program, and I cannot believe that we are sending, and spending millions of dollars on this, and to what benefit? I heard tell that there were some people that had 200 phones. 200. Now, I don't know about you, but cut 199 of them off. Huh? Don't pay for that 199. Let them have the one for now. But my God, if somebody has more than one phone and they're on welfare, you've got to be kidding me. I'm lucky to have my own phone that I paid for. And, the way I look at it is in the 1970s, did everybody walk around with a cell phone? No. They'd go down to the employment office, go check for jobs, go talk to their counselor, either go to a job appointment or come home. So today it's made so easy that anybody can get unemployment. You can wind up getting a free phone. And when that started happening, the lady was on, I'm not going to imitate her, but she basically said, Obama gave me a free phone. I'm going to vote for Obama. He gave me a free phone. I like the free phone. And the reporter had asked, well, what do you think about Mitt Romney? I think he sucks. That's exactly what she said. He sucks. Well, does he suck because of his political views, or does he suck because he doesn't have a program for a free phone? My God. And now I hear, too, that because some talk radio people are talking about this, that the newspapers, the lamestream media, is out there saying that it's racist to report on this woman. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't care if it's a white person, a Hispanic person. I don't care if it's an alien from the left side of Mars. I don't care. If you're getting a cell phone from me and you got more than one, the other ones get cut off. I want to be in charge someday and be able to tell people, you can have this, you can have that. But, the thing that really bugs me about this whole deal is that it reminded me of how women stood up and said, oh, Mr. President, I thank you. I need a car. We'll get you a car. I need a house. We'll make sure your mortgage is paid. It made all of these promises to these people. That's no wonder we have 47%, I believe the number's higher, but 47% of the American people are dependent on government, the nanny state. And that's what I think the government wants. I think they want us to be dependent on them. Well, I tell you, let's not be dependent on them. Let them understand who's in charge. Who's the boss here? The American people. The American people are. So, I'm sorry, but if you're out there today and you have more than one free cell phone, I really believe you should be honest. Turn the other ones in. Or government, Mr. Obama, Turn the rest of them off. People don't need all those phones. So that sort of riled me up when I saw that come across the newswire about this woman. And it wasn't just the women. There were men, too. There was a man who stood up at a university and said, "Oh, my God, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for even talking to me." Like the president is God. He's not God. He's a man, just like me. No different. He's a man, just like me. And so what I say is that we need to quit this hero worship with our political leaders. They're not heroes unless they fix something. Up to now, for the past 4 years, they've been breaking things in Washington, D.C., and all around the world. George Bush, Bill Clinton, they've been breaking things around the world, trying to do this police action and that police action. My gosh. You know, I think we need to stay at home, y'all. Y'all, a little bit of southern accent there. I really believe that we need to look at what we're doing with our country and not make ourselves some kind of big brother to the world. We're not. We're not big brother to the world. We are an example to the world, and we can help the world. You know, if people are hungry or they're starving or people are coming in and massacring them, if they're doing that, yeah, maybe we should step in. But if we're there and we just want to get their oil and we want to just take their resources, no, we don't need to do that. We don't need to somehow protect people. That's something that really gets me going when I hear that type of stuff. Because it really, if you look at it, we as Americans have to understand we are in control. You know, many years ago, I heard a political speech, and I really don't remember who said this, but they said this: if you allow the government to control you, it will never stop. Now, the point of that is that once you allow the government to control one area of your life, example, TSA putting their hands down your pants, TSA swabbing your water after you've gone through the security checkpoint, TSA setting up checkpoints on the road. In America, where are the terrorists at TSA? Other organizations spying on you with things like Echelon on the internet, tracking every single email that you get, tracking every single cell phone call. If we allow the government to control us, it will never stop. So we cannot allow the government to step in and control our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, I would submit to you that we, as a free people, need to be an example to the rest of the world to show our political power by throwing those people out, okay? I don't know how else to say it. We need to throw them out. Throw them out. TTO. Throw them out. That should be the new chant. TTO. TTO. Throw them out. Throw them out. Come on. Do you want to get the same old stuff? I don't. Some people say, "Oh, Mike, if you vote for a libertarian, if you vote for this person, you're throwing away your vote." I say, no, I'm not. It's my choice of who I vote for. Look, if I want to write myself in, I'm going to write myself in. If I want to write Michael Vara in, I'll write Michael Vara in. Right? If I want to write Lady Red in, I'll write Lady Red in. Two other talk show hosts on the L&M radio network. It is our choice who we vote for, ladies and gentlemen, our choice. And I think many times we feel like we have no choice, and therefore we do not exercise our right to vote. And I'm telling you, we need to exercise that right. So this thing stirred me up today. So the first little bit here on the show, I had to rant a little bit. We're going to get into some news here shortly. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back, like I said, get into some news. We're also today going to talk about some Chinese festivals that are very interesting to me, some Chinese culture. And also, if you have questions about Chinese culture, Chinese life, the Chinese people, I want you to call in. Now, the call-in number is 347-989-1012. That's 347-989-1012. So I want you to call in and express your opinion on China, or I want you to express your opinion on our political system and who you might vote for, why you agree with Mitt Romney, why you agree with Barack Obama. Who out there is going to vote for Barack Obama? Call in. I won't cut you off. In fact, I'll tell you what, if you're going to call in for Barack Obama, I'm going to get you on the air as quick as I can because I want you to explain your view and why you want to vote for Mr. Obama, because in my opinion, he has done many things incorrectly and caused us to have some problems in our economy that I, quite frankly, don't want to have. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we will come right back.
Is there proof of God's existence in our government's records? Author Jose Collazo brings his years of research into this stunning question to light in God Does Exist, No More Nuclear Testing, and more. Touching on little-known government projects such as the Remote Viewers Program and active auroral research program, Collazo has uncovered some amazing discoveries through his research and use of the Freedom of Information Act. From uncovered information on the Ark of the Covenant to connections between natural disasters and nuclear testing, experience this revealing look into our government's obscure and hidden work. Discover how new and experimental technologies may change our world forever and uncover monumental proof and answers to mankind's greatest questions in God Does Exist, No More Nuclear Testing, and more.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and facts that the lamestream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, whether it be politics or archaeologists. We have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed. Also, take a look at Crystals TLC. Visit the website at www.crystalstlc.com. Hit the Avon link to view a full line of 100% guaranteed Avon products. See and order their specially scented, long-burning soy candles, which can be ordered directly from www.crystaltlc.com. Their candles are produced especially for Crystals TLC and come in a wide variety of beautiful scents. Visit them and let them bring beauty into your life. You're listening to the LNM Radio Network. There is a condition 1 out of every 3 people around the world suffer with. RMS. A condition that can be crippling. RMS. A condition that causes confusion and discomfort, rapid pounding of a fist on tables, and unwillingness to watch the fake news. RMS. Restless mind syndrome. You may not have heard of it, but if you are one of the millions suffering from this condition, there is now hope. You do not have to go through life not knowing what to do next or how to rid yourself of this health-bearing condition, now being recognized by doctors, lawyers, and victims all over the world. The cure? LNM. Just listen to this testimonial by one of our subscribers.
I can say true to my heart that LNM worked for me. I stood up day and night confused by what the fake news has told me. I could not even take care of my family or hold a job. I couldn't even get off the couch to do anything, and I knew there was a problem. Now, since I've been on LMN, my family life is back, and I'm waking up more people than ever around the world.
Now you know what you can do to put an end to restless mind syndrome. Ask your doctor about LNM and ask if it's right for you. LNM should not be taken without a prescription. It should never be taken while on drugs like Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. You should also tell your doctor if you take Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, or Randy Rhoads serious. Side effects of LNM include waking up, spreading truth, passing out cards and flyers. Other side effects may include, but not limited to, the expansion of mind and thought, arguments with sheeple, high blood pressure, preparedness, mood swings, and the feeling of a need to get involved. If you see chemtrails after you have begun using LNM, contact your state and local officials immediately, because this could be a sign you're waking up. LNM, because you don't have to live in the dark with RMS anymore.
Hello, this is your president speaking. I might have lied about a few things, but I, quite frankly, won't lie about this. You must listen to Tough Reality. That is the reality. You must listen. Now, did they get that on tape? I don't know. Did you get that on tape? Uh-oh. I better get back to the tape. Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, each and every person that's out there, you are strong. That was a visit from one of our presidents saying we should listen to Tough Reality. I agree with him. We should listen to Tough Reality as much as we can. And I thank you for listening to Tough Reality. I thank you for listening to this show. And I also want to tell you, you need to go over and look at LateNightInTheMidlands.com. The LNM radio network is growing by leaps and bounds. Oh, my God, we just had a meeting with some of the hosts, and there is just amazing things going on over there. I want you to go over there, sign up, log in, and, you know, I have a special group over there on Late Night in the Midlands called Tough Reality. I want you to go in there because I will share things in there that I might not even talk about on our show. I might share some secret content in there, some secret sources and different things like that, but go there, become a member, and I want you to listen to all the other shows. You can pick up any past shows up on iTunes. I run on my website, toughreality.com. I have the player so that you can listen to any show, anytime, anywhere in the world, right from my website. Or you can listen to it Late Night in the Midlands. We're putting it on more and more websites throughout the web. And so we have oh my gosh, we have all kinds of things. We have Lady Red, she's got a great show. We have the Angel Show. We have, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And the Hurricane Hour. We have, of course, Michael Vera's show, the flagship show, the Late Night in the Midlands show, which goes from 9 p.m. to midnight, Monday through Friday. My show right now goes from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S., Eastern Standard Time. Now, we have expanded to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So not just Monday and Wednesday anymore, but Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And after the 15th of October, we will go Monday through Friday, because I'm getting so much information and so many people contacting me about different things and things they want to talk about on the show that it's incredible. The last show, we had a few people share some things on the show that were amazing. And so we might have them back on as guests, and they sent me email. And you can send me any email you want at mike@toughreality.com. I want you to do that. Share some things with me. But speaking of LNM and the Late Night in the Midlands site, we want you to go there. I want you to go there, share content there, post things there, become a member. I want you to do the same at toughreality.com. And any of the other show hosts that are out there, connect with us, because we're all going to share different information. My show is going to be different than Lady Red's show. My show is going to be different than Michael Vera's show, and Michael's is going to be different than mine. So you will always get information that is good for you. Tough Reality is what we're talking about. So right before the break, we were talking about politics. We were talking about how, they've been giving away free phones. They want to give away free cars. There was one lady at one event that said she just needed a place to stay and she needed a house. And come to find out, the government gave her a house. Now, out of the millions of people in the United States, did we give a house to everybody? No. No, but that woman got a house. Good for her. Bad for us, I think. You know, when the Americans realize that they can vote themselves a pay raise because of all of the goodies that they get from the United States government, then the United States government is going to fail. And we don't need that. We really don't need that. So let's go ahead and get into some news here, things that we're going to talk about. And by the way, all of these articles or these types of things will be posted up on toughreality.com. So you'll be able to read them. I really, quite frankly, do not have time to read every article, and it doesn't really make good radio when we're trying to read the articles on the air. What makes good radio is you and me conversing, or me talking about how some of these things really tick me off. Now, I was looking before I went on air about some of the things that are actually going on, especially in this political thing. Now, if you remember this, but back in the 1990s, there was a fellow. His name was Ross Perot. Now, I don't know if I can do an imitation of him. I could try. Hello, how you doing? My name is Ross Perot. Maybe not. Maybe I'll practice on it. Anyway, Perot was actually in an interview on USA Today, and what he actually said is that he believes that there's a big problem with our economy. Like, we didn't know that, but he, back in 1992, created some very interesting points, and at that point, he was a political player. He did a lot of different things, but he said some things back then that were right. He said that this NAFTA and GAFTA and SHAFTA, well, that's not really something, but that's what it was. It was a SHAFTA. NAFTA was a SHAFTA. It was. Come on. He said that, you hear this? That's a sucking sound from all of our jobs leaving America. And you know what? He was absolutely right, I believe. Many jobs left the country because of these political things that are a bunch of crap, in my opinion. We need to keep our industry in America. Listen, you steel workers, you can thank those political leaders for taking your jobs and moving them over to China, moving them to different places. You rubber workers, yeah, same thing. Thanks for moving our jobs over to China and Malaysia and these different places. Governments, what's a good word? Governments suck sometimes, man. They do. I feel the pain of people and friends that have talked to me from America that are unemployed, and they have not been able to find work. So Perot said something like this, that the fiscal nightmare, that means the financial nightmare, the bad things that are going on right now, could mean that the U.S. would be taken over. Taken over. Now, that's some serious talk. Taken over by who? Well, quite frankly, probably China. China owns a lot of debt from the United States. And if the U.S. can't pay when they owe, guess what the lender can do to the borrower? They can foreclose. Are you telling me? What? Are you crazy? You mean China could maybe foreclose on the U.S. in certain ways? What would happen? What would happen if China foreclosed on the United States Capitol building? And then the Capitol building is then owned by China, and then we have to pay China so we can run our government. Are you kidding me? What is that all about? What's up? Don't we need to think about this? Who's in charge? They used to say that the people who have mental problems, maybe the mental, like this thing, they might be running the institution. We got crazy people, I think, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, but people who just don't understand where to take our government and our country. I'm going to tell you where they can take the government sometimes. I would love it if they slow down. Make some rule. I would look. I love if the Congress is Democratic and the presidency is Republican, or two different ones, right? So if it's libertarian in the Congress and a Democrat in the presidency, great. I want slow government when it comes to making laws. My God, you know how many laws they make? Hey, NDAA, they make all kinds of laws. Yes, you can seize a citizen and make him disappear. You can do whatever you want to him, TSA. You can find him, grab him, put him in jail, put him in a FEMA camp. Are you kidding me, people? We Americans need to stand up to this stuff. So Perot, basically, he's a billionaire. EDS Systems. So he says that our country isn't a problem and that it could be taken over. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about the government being taken over? Wow. I mean, you've heard of banks foreclosing on property, right? So what would prevent China, for example, if there's a lot of debt that they own from the U.S. going to the United States and saying, hey, we want you to pay back this $1 trillion that you owe us. We don't have that. What do you have that you can give us? Sounds like Beavis and Butthead. Right? Sometimes I think that. Sometimes I think the presidency is Beavis, and I think that the Congress is Butthead. It's like, what should we do? I think, look, let's pass some more laws. yeah, let's pass some more laws. Oh yeah, let's make the American people suffer. Really? Really? Is that what you want to do? You think you're kings and queens? Huh? You think you're rulers over the United States people? I have news for you. You do not control or rule the United States people. We control and rule you people. Do you understand that? We are the owners of the country. We are the owners. We are not people who sit around and act like, oh yes, government, oh, we submit to you. We don't want to get hurt. Don't bring the police. Don't hit me with a club. Don't listen to me. Sometimes we need to rise up and be peaceful demonstrations. They were doing this in Madrid, Spain, and I saw some of the video of people getting hit with clubs and that. And look, I don't advocate violence, but I do tell you this. It's time that we stand up and face people and things like the Federal Reserve, for example. How about we rise up and say, you know what, we don't want the Federal Reserve anymore. We want to move our country back to a different standard for money. We want to eliminate the debt that we have. It seems criminal after studying, and maybe some night we'll talk about the Federal Reserve, but it almost seems criminal the way they handle things and what they do. I think they're weasels. That Bernanke fellow. Some pictures I look at him and I think, man, I just want to smack you on top of your bald head. I do. I want to just bop right on top of his head and say, what are you thinking, man? Who do you think you are? You are not God. You're not in control of the people. And so I think that we, as an American people, just need to rise up. Just need to take the government back. Hey, look, it starts at the county and the local level. Take the precincts back. Take the voting things back from the precincts all the way up to the counties, to the states, to the nation. We need to take things back. We need to not allow those people to try to control and hurt us. Tired of this. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. To thee I sing. Sweet liberty. Have you thought about that? Do you feel liberty when you're walking through the airport? Do you feel liberty when you're walking down the street and see the police dressed in Judge Dredd type gear? Huh? Do you like that? Do you feel liberty while you're standing there and you are emasculated while they stick their hand down your pants? Does that feel like liberty to you? Huh? Or does it feel like some kind of perversion of power? That's what I think it is. Did you feel liberty when you're driving down the road and you're stopped by a TSA checkpoint? Do you feel liberty when you go to Walmart and they got cameras on you looking at what you're doing? Tell me. Do you feel liberty? Do you feel liberty? My country 'tis of the sweet land of liberty, not sweet land of control. I tell you, that kind of thing will just rile you up because, people in America, sometimes they just need a little fire under their butt, a little kitchen magician to move the mission. You know what I mean? You remember the kitchen magician? There, Ron Popeil on TV. He would sell that kitchen magician when I was a kid. We'd watch that, and he'd put that potato in there, chunk, potato come out the other side. Julienne, all cut up, carrot, just like that. Tomato, not so good with the tomatoes. But we could chop and dice and do any of that stuff with that Vegematic, Ron Popeil's Vegematic. We need to maybe put the Congress through the Vegematic. Not kill anybody. I'm not trying to kill anybody. I'm saying we need to change the way they look. You need to take the potato head, put the potato head in the Vegematic, push it down, and all of a sudden he's a French fry. Huh? Maybe they need to look at what they're doing and change what they're doing. I don't agree with what they're doing. It's quite crazy. Man, oh man, I tell you, I don't know what to tell you. But it's very important that we be the type of person that needs to be in control of ourselves. And we don't need to be controlled by other people. All right, well, let's take a quick break. But before we do that, I want to give you the call-in number, 347-989-1012. That's 347-989-1012. Follow us on Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter. I said Twitter, Facebook. You can also email me at mike@toughreality.com. I want you to do that, and we'll take a break, and I'll be right back with you.
Is it possible to read a person's thoughts? Can we implant thoughts also? Is there evidence of the existence of God? Does USGS records show increases in earthquakes due to nuclear testing? Author Jose Collazo says yes, and he has the proof in his 3 books titled America's New Slavery, fMRI Technology, America's New Slavery Behind the Scenes and Update, God Does Exist, No More Nuclear Testing, and much more. Researched under the Freedom of Information Act and other sources, Jose Collazo has the proof to most of his claims and is investigating others. You can get copies of his books on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or www.xlibris.com. That's www.xlibris.com. Or you can click the book banner on the main page right next to the chat room on www.latenightinthe.midlands.com. Get your copy now. You're listening to the LNM Radio Network. The LNM Radio Network covers it all with great shows like Tough Reality, Paranormal Perception, The Hurricane Hour, Angel's Lighthouse, and of course our very own Late Night in the Midlands. So when you think of a network that takes an interest in everything, think of a network that covers everything. The LNM Radio Network, exploring the truth and exposing the lies day and night. For the full lineup on times and dates of the shows we generate, go to www.latenightinthe.midlands.com and click the On-Air Schedule tab at the top of the website. We want to stick around and continue to bring you the best guests and the best shows from around the globe with the best information. And we cannot do it without your support. So please spread our content as much as you can and donate on the website by going to www.latenightinthe.midlands.com, and on the right side of the page you will see the donate buttons, and you can rest assured that every penny you donate goes to help the LNM Radio Network stay on the air and expose the world one truth. There is a condition 1 out of every 3 people around the world suffer with. RMS. A condition that can be crippling. RMS. a condition that causes confusion and discomfort, rapid pounding of a fist on tables, and unwillingness to watch the fake news, RMS, restless mind syndrome. You may not have heard of it, but if you are one of the millions suffering from this condition, there is now hope. You do not have to go through life not knowing what to do next or how to rid yourself of this health-bearing condition, now being recognized by doctors, lawyers, and victims all over the world. The cure? LNM. Just listen to this testimonial by one of our subscribers.
I can say true to my heart that LNM worked for me. I stood up day and night confused by what the fake news has told me. I could not even take care of my family or hold a job. I couldn't even get off the couch to do anything, and I knew there was a problem. Now, since I've been on LMN, my family life is back, and I'm waking up more people than ever around the world.
Now you know what you can do to put an end to restless mind syndrome. Ask your doctor about LNM and ask if it's right for you. LNM should not be taken without a prescription. It should never be taken while on drugs like Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. You should also tell your doctor if you take Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, or Randy Rhoads serious. Side effects of LNM include waking up, spreading truth, passing out cards and flyers. Other side effects may include, but not limited to, the expansion of mind and thought, arguments with sheeple, high blood pressure, preparedness, mood swings, and the feeling of a need to get involved. If you see chemtrails after you have begun using LNM, contact your state and local officials immediately, because this could be a sign you're waking up. LNM, because you don't have to live in the dark with RMS anymore.
Downsized, outsourced, pink slipped? Afraid of losing your home? Forbes magazine named our company one of the top 10 business ideas of 2012, where ordinary people are creating extraordinary incomes.
Hi, I am Elena from Miami. I was a traditional business owner with all the headaches that come with that. But I replaced that multiple franchise income working from home full time, and I spent all the time I want with my son.
Get out of the rat race. Work from home and start earning great money as soon as next week.
Hi, David from Boston. I was in the real estate industry for 12 years when the bottom completely fell out of that business. I really had my back against the wall with 5 young kids depending on me. I've now been in this business for less than a full year, and I'm actually better off today, income-wise, than I was in my best year ever in real estate.
Call this number now, 253-200-5002. That's 253-200-5002. Want to learn this information now? Please give us a call, 253-200-5002.
Tough Reality. That last song was a great TV show called Stingray, way back, I think, in the 1960s, man. You know, they had a lot of great TV shows back in the 60s. You know, one time when I was a kid, I was thinking, you know, I'd like to be a child actor. You know, I used to watch Lassie and Fury and all these shows, Flipper. I used to watch all these shows, and they had these teen stars, the Brady Bunch, Jackson 5, all kinds of great little TV shows that were all had kids on them and stuff. And I thought, man, I'd like to be on that show. But now I'm on the radio. Anyway, so we were talking a little bit about some politics, some things that Ross Perot was saying, some things that Barack Obama, the phone lady, was talking about. And so we, you know, are political people. So I want you to call in now if you have a political opinion. If not, that's fine too. You don't have to do that. But I think that each one of us has a duty to try and make ourselves known, make our thoughts known, and use the economy, use the system that we have right now so that we don't lose the system that we have right now. So again, I want you to be able to follow us on Twitter. We're just very easy over at Twitter, Tough Reality at Twitter. And then also over on Facebook, we're actually Tough Reality there too. You can look that up. And we're also on YouTube. YouTube's a little different. YouTube is TR Tough Reality. So you can look at TR Tough Reality and find us over there. You can also look at our website at toughreality.com. And that website has all the content. Now, something that's interesting that we have up there is we do have past shows. We have some old shows from the that we've done in the past. I put the little link up there for the to actually listen, and then all of the pages also have the player, so that you can listen to anything on Late Night in the Midlands. And we have shows almost all day long, and so you can literally look at the RSS feed. You can go to iTunes and subscribe there. But if you go to my website over at toughreality.com, you'll also see we'll have some free books up there. We're going to be putting more material in there that you can use. And the posts that we have are all over the place. There's a link over there to Late Night in the Midlands. I've been talking a lot about that. You can click that link and go over to Late Night in the Midlands, join up, and become a member over there, share the content all around. And you can also find me. I have a group over there called Tough Reality. You can email people over there too if you like. But you can also listen to shows over there. There's more videos over there, more postings, and lots of members. So I want you to do that and check things out over there, and I will be very happy to do that. You can also follow us on Pinterest. Pinterest is a site, think of it like a bulletin board where you can post photos. This is where I post a lot of the photos. For example, last week talked a little bit about mooncake, and at the top of the hour we're going to talk a little bit more about China. And we'll talk about mooncake and different things like that. But there's also where I put cartoons. We have a great little cartoon up there now. It's a political cartoon about like Barack Obama. And that type of thing. So it's fun to look at, fun to check out. But go up, like I said, go to Pinterest, go look at that, and I hope you enjoy it. So you can call in, and we can actually discuss some political things if you are so inclined at 347-989-1012. Now we're going to talk about a few different news articles and a few different things that are going on. Number one, earthquakes. There are many, many, many hundreds of earthquakes. In fact, in the past 7 days, there have been 307 2.5 or above earthquakes. Now, on my website, I also have a link up there for the USGS earthquake site. And you can actually look at a virtual map and see all the dots of all the earthquakes. And I'm going to continue to report on this, continue to give you updates on this, all the way through December 21st, 2012, and after that, too, maybe once a week or so. But I know everybody's really interested in this information right now. They're also interested in Planet X, Herculobus, or Nirubu, or Wormwood, whatever you like to call it. But many people are interested in what's going on in the sky. So not with just this planet that was found. Last week, I read the article about Planet X and when it was found by NASA. So they knew it was there. I've posted many photos up on Pinterest, so you can go take a look. You make the choice. Remember, the tough reality is this. You need to take information. Look at the information. If it's tough to you and real, tough reality, you got to take it. If it's true, then deal with it. If it's not true, then put it aside. But you need to make decisions for yourself. So again, look at the earthquake map, check those things out, and you'll be quite amazed at what's going on over there. I was quite amazed at it. I couldn't actually believe all the earthquakes that are happening and different things like that. And to that point, I've had many people email me and talk to me about things that they're here going on in the United States about FEMA camps and moving military troops. And I'll tell you what I've heard. I've heard this. I've heard that the government has moved some of their people out of Washington, D.C., over to Mount Weather and over to Denver, Colorado. Now, maybe this is a test. Maybe this isn't true. But I cannot verify it, okay? If I can verify it, I will post the information. So on my website, on Tough Reality, articles that you see there, I can either verify or have been verified by others. So it's truth. It's tough reality. and it's not fake. I'm not going to tell you that the Lord is coming back next week. I don't know that. I can't post that. I can tell you that the Bible, according to the Christian Bible, it says that Jesus will come back. But even Jesus said this. Jesus said, occupy until I come. Occupy. What does that mean? That means continue to work until he comes back. Don't sit around waiting for God to come back and try to save you and do that. Look, we're going to save ourselves. People ask me, do I believe in God? Yes, I believe in God. Look, I don't think this universe like it is could have been created by some government, especially our government. I don't think they can. I think they'd have a hard problem creating a sandcastle, So do I believe in God? Yeah, I believe in God. But does that mean I sit around in my house and say, oh, my God, I can't believe it? No, it means I find articles, I find information, and I take action. I look at articles and I say, okay, well, how can I take some action on this? What can I do? Can I write to my senator? Can I write to my congressman? Can I call them? Look, you need to do that too. Listening to information is good, but you need to apply it to your own life. So even on, like if you call in to one of the late night in the Midlands radio shows and you call in to the psychic, I forget her name, that they had on a few days ago. If you call in and you ask, well, when am I going to get a new job? And then she says, well, you need to apply for a job. You need to do that. Look, you're not going to be able to sit around and do nothing in order to get a job. Even if somebody offers you a job, guess what? You still got to get off your butt and go down and go meet with the people and talk about the job. Okay? So money does not fall out of heaven. Okay? The secret works. But you have to work too. There's things you have to do. You have to prepare, right? So when you call in and say, what is going to happen in my life? When they give you information, act on it. When Michael has a guest on his show and they're talking about real estate or talking about the economy or they're talking about aliens, you need to take action on the information. You have to choose, okay, this information, can I use it or not? If you can't use it, that's fine. File it away. Don't worry about it. If you can use it, you say, man, I can use this. And then you can say, how am I going to use it? How am I going to use it? I know all the talk show hosts on the LNM Radio Network want to make sure that you get the best, the truth, all together the truth, and nothing but the truth. Remember that great scene from A Few Good Men. Answer the question. You can't handle the truth. Answer the question. You can't handle the truth. Well, guess what? I believe my listeners and all the listeners of LNM Radio Network can handle the truth. We're not going to hold anything back. If I find out something in the middle of the night and it beeps me on my cell phone or hits me up on my website, I'm going to post it. I'm going to talk about it because I think that it's important, right? So anyway, we are at Late Night in the Midlands, at Trust Reality, all the other radio shows. We are in the business of distributing truth. That's what we are, in the business of distributing truth to you, to your friends, to your family. But in addition to that, we want you to act on the truth. Okay? Act on the truth. I once heard a man say, he was in the Bible, faith without works is dead. You hear that? You can have all the faith in the world. I'm going to get that $1 million. I'm going to start that business. I'm going to write my congressman. I'm going to do this. You can have all the faith in the world, but if you don't act, if you don't do something, the faith doesn't matter. Oh, I know. I probably made some people mad. I know I said something. Probably some person's going to say, no, you can't say that. I can sit in my room and God will give me what I want. Really? Really? How's that working for you? Okay? How's that working for you? Look, God wants to bless you. I know that. God wants to give you this and that. But I'm telling you, there are some people that they take that God thing and then they try to twist it into something that it's not. I believe in God, yes. But I don't think that we need to ram God down anybody's throat. Jesus didn't do that. Jesus didn't say, accept me or I'll kill you. He didn't say that. He didn't say, accept me or I'll never talk to you again. No, in fact, Jesus was called a sinner because he hung out with sinners. People who drank. I'm sure people who smoked. I'm sure people who swore. Peter, right before Jesus was crucified, even denied Christ 3 times. In fact, the last time he swore, like, I don't know like that, like a sailor. In fact, Peter was a sailor. Swore like a sailor, I'm sure. So Jesus was always working with him. He didn't expel him because maybe he slipped with a bad word. He didn't expel him because he had a psychic, was a friend. Come on. I've had some people tell me because I talk to a psychic or I listen to a psychic that, oh my God, you're going to fry in hell. Really? I'm going to fry in hell because I listened to somebody. I want to remind my fellow Christians of this. Paul, Apostle Paul, who wrote 2/3 of the New Testament, actually spoke on Mars Hill. And he spoke to those people in a language they understood about the philosophers that they knew. Now, let me ask you this question. How could Paul, an educated man, speak intelligently on other philosophers and gods if he didn't study them? Are you so afraid of the devil and Satan that you don't understand his people and what they do? Oh, my God, I can't be around this because if I am, it'll rub off on me. Oh! No, it's not going to happen. You're strong in God. You believe in God. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're going to be protected. Use the name of Jehovah. Use the name of Yahweh. Use the name of Jesus. Whatever. I'm not promoting Christianity. I'm not promoting anything in particular, but I'm telling you this. Don't use your religion to hurt people. Use your religion. Use your Jesus. Use that to help people. Help build them up. Help do the things that will help in their life. And that's what I'm talking about. Let's go on to this one. 6.4 magnitude earthquake strikes the Aleutian Island region of Alaska. 6.4. That was a megaquake. Now, it just so happens, ladies and gentlemen, that 188 days before that, there was a major quake. And 188 days before that, there was a major quake. And 180 days before that, there was a major quake. And 180 days before that, there was a major quake. And 180 days before that, there was a major quake. And 188 days before that, there was a major quake 6 times. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? Is something going on? But this was a 6.4 magnitude earthquake over on the Aleutian Islands near Alaska in America. I want you to go up to the article. I posted a picture there, too, so that you can actually look at it and check it out. Because, man, it is just incredible the amount of seismic activity that's going on right now. And it's all over. It's all over the world. And so I saw that, and I thought, man, it's just incredible how these earthquakes are going on. But anyway, it's at toughreality.com. Read that. And I want you – look, we're talking about politics. We're talking about religion. We're talking about earthquakes and earth changes. If you have a question or a comment on anything, I don't care. I want you to call in. I want you to comment. I want you to talk to me at 347-989-1012. That's 347-989-1012. I want you to give me a call. But this is quite amazing. Quite amazing. Now, let me give you another one. A 7.3 magnitude earthquake hits southwestern Colombia in South America. A 7.3 magnitude earthquake hits southwestern Colombia. Now, it's quite amazing. It says a 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck southwestern Colombia Sunday morning, the U.S. Geological Survey said. The quake struck at 11:31 a.m. local time, 30 miles from the regional capital of Popayán, and was felt in Bogota as well as 10 of Colombia's 32 states. Now, the U.S. Geological Survey said its epicenter was 94 miles beneath the Earth's surface. My God, a 7.3 magnitude earthquake. Now, there was if you type in 7.3 mag earthquake on YouTube, there's a video there that a fellow took while the earthquake was going on. So it's very interesting. I would go look at that if I were you. And you could see his chandelier shaking. His plates were breaking in the house. He was like, oh, my God. It's in Spanish. The pool outside was shaking up and down and shaking all around. It was, I'm sure, very scary for them. So we need to, first of all, pray for the people down there that everything will be okay with them. But also, read this article. Go check it out at toughreality.com. That a 7.3, so over a 6-point earthquake, and then over a 7-point earthquake relatively quickly. One in South America and one in North America. So very interesting stuff. And so right now we're going to take another quick break here. I know it goes quick. So let's go ahead, take it, and we will come right back after that break. And I want you to go ahead and call in right now. Number is 347-989-1012, 347-989-1012.
Is there proof of God's existence in our government's records? Author Jose Collazo brings his years of research into this stunning question to light in God Does Exist, No More Nuclear Testing, and more. Touching on little-known government projects such as the Remote Viewers Program and Active Auroral Research Program, Collazo has uncovered some amazing discoveries through his research and use of the Freedom of Information Act. From uncovered information on the Ark of the Covenant to connections between natural disasters and nuclear testing, experience this revealing look into our government's obscure and hidden work. Discover how new and experimental technologies may change our world forever and uncover monumental proof and answers to mankind's greatest questions in God Does Exist, No More Nuclear Testing, and more.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and facts that the lamestream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, whether it be politics or archaeologists. We have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed. Also, take a look at Crystals TLC. Visit the website at www.crystalstlc.com. Hit the Avon link to view a full line of 100% guaranteed Avon products. See and order their specially scented, long-burning soy candles, which can be ordered directly from www.crystaltlc.com. Their candles are produced especially for Crystals TLC and come in a wide variety of beautiful scents. Visit them and let them bring beauty into your life. You're listening to the LNM Radio Network. There is a condition 1 out of every 3 people around the world suffer with. RMS. A condition that can be crippling. RMS. A condition that causes confusion and discomfort, rapid pounding of a fist on tables, and unwillingness to watch the fake news. RMS. Restless mind syndrome. You may not have heard of it, but if you are one of the millions suffering from this condition, there is now hope. You do not have to go through life not knowing what to do next or how to rid yourself of this health-bearing condition, now being recognized by doctors, lawyers, and victims all over the world. The cure? LNM. Just listen to this testimonial by one of our subscribers.
I can say true to my heart that LNM worked for me. I stood up day and night confused by what the fake news has told me. I could not even take care of my family or hold a job. I couldn't even get off the couch to do anything, and I knew there was a problem. Now, since I've been on LMN, my family life is back, and I'm waking up more people than ever around the world.
Now you know what you can do to put an end to restless mind syndrome. Ask your doctor about LNM and ask if it's right for you. LNM should not be taken without a prescription. It should never be taken while on drugs like Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. You should also tell your doctor if you take Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, or Randy Rhoads serious. Side effects of L&M include waking up, spreading truth, passing out cards and flyers. Other side effects may include, but not limited to, the expansion of mind and thought, arguments with sheeple, high blood pressure, preparedness, mood swings, and the feeling of a need to get involved. If you see chemtrails after you have begun using L&M, contact your state and local officials immediately, because this could be a sign you're waking up. L&M, because you don't have to live in the dark with RMS anymore.
Alan. I love jazz music. I play piano, I play guitar, I play a little bit of saxophone. So over the time, I might even play on air occasionally. That might be a tough reality. But in our show, look, I believe in being real. I believe in being just really real honest with people. And sometimes that gets me in trouble because I'm honest with people and they get mad or they get offended. But look, at the end of the day, I can put my head down and fall asleep in 3 seconds. Nothing I'm worried about. I don't concern myself about things. We were just talking about the religious thing in Christianity and how a lot of people, sit around and wait for God to come back. Oh, God's going to save me. Yeah, he'll save you. But you know what? You still need to do stuff. Why don't you go out with your friends and be nice to them? God said he's love. The Bible says God is love. Now, I'm not going to preach at you, but I'm going to tell you this. If a Christian's going around hating people, hating Muslims, hating blacks, hating homosexuals, hating anybody else other than you, oh, I hate that psychic, I hate this person, that's not a Christian. Don't yell at me. Don't throw stones at me. I'm just a messenger. The Bible says God is love, not me. In fact, God said do 2 things. Jesus said do 2 things. Number 1, love God. Okay? Everybody seems to get that one down. But number 2, love other people like you love yourself. Oh, my gosh. Come on. So, am I going to have hypnotists on my show? Yes. Am I going to have people that make money on my show? Absolutely. Am I going to have people on the show that you might disagree with? Yes, I hope so. We're working on some guests now. We're working on some guests that are going to explain how to take foreclosed homes and make money. I like that. We're going to have a clinical hypnotherapist. Now, some people think, oh, my God, I can't believe hypnotism. He's going to make me bark like a dog. No. He uses his practice to help you have more confidence, right? Maybe stop smoking. Maybe lose some weight. Maybe readjust your different things. I know that the clinical hypnotherapist that I'm talking about having on the show, he also has recordings on how to access the Ashcat records, right? He has how to do astral travel. Oh, I'm sure some of you Christians might get very mad at me because I talk about astral travel. Well, look, we talk about everything here. Michael Vera says on his show, we cover everything. Right? Well, we do a Tough Reality too, but more of a current event type thing, heavy news, but also guests that come on. We had Adrian on last week for maybe, 30 minutes. He talked about different things in the economy. He talked about energy. He talked about how to reduce the electrical field type impulses that go on. Oh, it was very interesting. He has a product that actually reduces by 20%, your electrical bill, and then also reduces the EMF, the electrical magnetic frequencies in your house, because I found out through study that those are actually bad for you. So we're going to have all kinds of people on our show, and we're going to talk about all things. I am going to, and I'll say up front, I'm going to offend you sometimes, and I'm not trying to. It doesn't mean I don't like you. It means my brain is different than your brain. Sometimes I'm crazy. You know, there's a commercial for a candy bar. You might remember this. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Enjoy's got nuts. Peter Paul Mouse don't. Do you remember that? Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't. You know, and that's the way I feel sometimes. Sometimes I'm very serious, you know, when it comes to some political things and the earthquakes and that. And sometimes I'm just giddy. But let's get back. We were talking about the earthquakes. I posted another article up on toughreality.com. Big earthquakes can trigger tremors across the globe, the USGS says. A large earthquake in one part of the globe can trigger earthquakes elsewhere, according to the new research by scientists from the U.S. Geological Survey. Now, I'm telling you, look at that earthquake map, and you will see that. When there's a big earthquake happens on one side of the planet, that sends a ripple effect across the planet. Well, go figure. Come on, of course it does. If you throw a stone or a rock into water, it creates a ripple effect. Same thing here. Big earthquake on one side of the earth, tremors all over the rest of the earth. And so this is I think this is news because the establishment community, the established scientists are saying, yes, by the way, this creates problems. I'm sure all the average people knew that, Mr. Scientist, Mr. PhD. I like you. I respect you that you went to school. But my God, of course, it's going to cause problems elsewhere. Now, maybe I have too simplistic of a view, but I'm telling you, this is major news. So go ahead and look up at toughreality.com and search for the big earthquake can trigger tremors across the world. Now, another thing that we were dealing with, too, in addition to the earthquakes, is flooding. Many different places in the world are flooding right now. Now, I posted an article up on the website. Floods in Pakistan. Eastern Pakistan is steadily sinking up until the time of the pole shift. Now, I posted this article, and I got tons of pictures in here and a lot of good content in this article. And so I want you to go read this because earthquakes are going to happen. They are. There's going to be problems with earthquakes. The flooding is going to happen. There's going to be problems with flooding. We're going to have what are known as superstorms. Now, some people might say, is that because of HAARP? Well, we're going to do a show in the future on HAARP. I'm going to try to get a guest on that's an expert in HAARP because it's a very interesting concept to me. And if you don't know what it is, go Google HAARP, HAARP. Okay? And you'll see what it is. It's an array of antennas that they use to shoot at the ionosphere to do research, supposedly. But I think they're changing weather. Okay, let me give you an example. This one earthquake, the one hurricane that came across Louisiana, this last one, it took almost the same exact path as Katrina. Are you kidding me? Do you think somebody's out there with a joystick guiding the thing? I don't know. Could be. Why would it take the exact same path along the exact same way? It doesn't make sense. How did they do that? So anyway, I want you to read this article that floods in Pakistan, eastern Pakistan. You'll read about it, and it's sinking. Now, speaking of sinking, in Louisiana also they have a sinkhole. A sinkhole. Now, this sinkhole is getting bigger and bigger by the day. They don't know what's going on, but underneath it, there are huge pockets of butane. Now, their concern is that it's going to cave in, cause a spark, and kaboom, it's going to explode. Now, I haven't posted anything about that yet because I've only seen a few articles about it, and it's mainly just reporting that there's a sinkhole. So I want some factual information from somebody that it's actually something that could be very dangerous to explode. And so I want to be able to see that. And I haven't really seen definitive proof on, I've heard people report on it and that type of thing, but I haven't really heard people coming across and saying, yes, this is going to be something that's going to be a major, major problem for Louisiana. Now, they're saying that, but also they're not really being, how do you want to say, factual in everything. I've looked at some articles and checked them out. It's like the article about China and the UFOs and whether or not the Chinese are fighting off UFOs. Now, I'm going to give you a brief update here. Speaking of China, a brief update of what's going on in China with this confrontation between Japan and China. Well, for the past week now, they've had a little bit of rhetoric. They've talked a little bit about how, we're going to be prepared to fight you, we're going to be prepared to fight you. But overall, things have calmed down. Calmed down. Now, I know some people might want a confrontation with China and Japan. Boom, 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 boom. I don't. I'm living here in China. I don't want a confrontation. There's no need to have a confrontation over a piece of dirt. Now, if there was somebody on the island that the Japanese were torturing and they were going to kill him, yes, take the special elite Chinese Navy SEALs or whatever they have for them and storm the island and rescue the people. But that's not what's happening. This is like a business thing, and to take a business thing like oil and the oil cartels and the oil stuff, and to take in Iran and all that other crap with the nuclear and the nuclear power. Look, we need to focus on what we can do to help each other in this world, not what we can do to hurt each other in this world. And so, I look at this article with Japan and China. The people, they don't want a war. The people don't want that. There's too many people that work in China here for Japanese companies. There's people in Japan who work for Chinese companies. For God's sakes, they share parts for cars and for planes and for automobiles, everything. So we need to be careful. Now, does that mean that what the Chinese are doing all the time is on the up and up? Well, I'm going to read to you this article here. It's very interesting. The Chinese hackers are linked to breach of control systems used in the electrical grids. Attackers breached Talvent's network. The company was informed its customers in a letter. Talvent is a marketer or maker of the industrial control system that remotely controls smart and networks used in portions of the electrical grid. Talvent told the customers that on September 10th, it learned that the hackers had breached its internal firewall and security systems, implanted malicious software, and stolen project files. Really? Now, I posted this up on toughreality.com. Just search for Chinese hackers and you'll find it. But I could not believe this. My gosh. Hackers from China hacking into the U.S., into power systems, putting malicious software, stealing project files. Now, my question would be, why are these hackers on American systems? Why? Is it because they want to know information so that in the event of emergency they can shut down our grid? If in the event of an invasion they want to shut down all of our electric? The new movie Red Dawn is going to be out here shortly, and it might already be out by now, but I understood that part of that is that the new Red Dawn, the old Red Dawn was Russia invading the United States from Canada. And I heard from someone that this new Red Dawn is China invading from Mexico. Now, I've heard on the internet, I cannot verify this, so I have not put it up on my website. I've heard that there are Chinese troops inside of Mexico waiting for some event. I've heard there are Russian troops in Canada, the Spetsnaz, the special forces, waiting for an event in the United States. Do we know what the event is? I don't know. Some people say, it's going to coincide with earthquakes that they know about, or it's going to coincide with a pandemic that they know about, and a disease, or it's going to coincide with this big economic collapse, and Barack Obama, because he's a Muslim, is going to turn over the country keys to him, to the invaders from China and Russia. Look, those things are on the internet. I cannot verify them. I do know this. I don't trust any government. I don't trust the Chinese government. I don't trust the American government. I don't trust the German government, Japanese government, Malaysian government. Look, all you government people, I'm sure you're hard workers and great workers, but you work for some of the biggest jerks in the world who think they own the people. I don't trust the government. And so when I read this article about the Chinese hackers attacking U.S. power grids, I was concerned. So I talked to some of my Chinese friends, and they hadn't really heard about it. So I checked my sources on this actual article, and they checked out. So I want you to go look at it. And, it's quite interesting to see, me being in China, seeing these people actually trying to hack in to computer systems over there. So it's very interesting to me. So I'm quite interested in it. So anyway, the call-in number is 347-989-1012. That's 347-989-1012. I have a caller in queue here, 908. This is Mike.
Well, good morning. It's Stephen at Stephen Star Radio.
Hello.
I just wanted to listen in because I'm actually on the go.
No problem. You go ahead and listen in. We'll put you back on hold.
Okay.
All right. So that caller was listening in. Welcome, caller. Thank you for listening on the actual phone. We have callers that are listening on the phone lines, and sometimes I pick them up, and I will get a signal that they're willing to come on air. I have a bunch of them that are just listening now, though. So it's very good. So anyway, it's interesting to see that China, is in the news about doing some hacking into our power grid. So speaking of China, let me talk to you a little bit about what's going on in China right now. What we have is National Day, which is October 1st, which just happened. That's where they celebrate national holiday of when communism actually was installed and implemented here in China. Happened around 1949. So the Chinese people will celebrate the National Day every year, similar to how we celebrate July 4th, our Independence Day. So they celebrate communism, we celebrate independence. And so that's all the real big differences. They also have a festival on May 1st for the workers. Now, we in America, as you know, have a festival for the workers, and it's called Labor Day. We have that. We in America have a Mother's Day. We have a Father's Day. Also in China, they have a Mother's Day and a Father's Day. But you know what else they have? They have two other holidays that I think, Mr. Obama, if you do something nice, I think you should do this. Number one, we should have a Children's Day. A Children's Day in the U.S. to celebrate our children, because our children are our future, and I believe in our children. And so I think that, we should have like a Children's Day. That'd be pretty fun. And then the other kind of day they have is a Teacher's Day. Oh, they celebrate the teachers. They give teachers presents and gifts and different things. I think we need to also celebrate our teachers. If you're a teacher out there, God bless you. If you're a teacher out there, you work very hard. I know most of you teachers are very good. There are some bad apples out there, right? But for the most part, teachers are good people, and they work very hard. I consider myself a teacher. In fact, I consider most talk show hosts teachers. And so I'm talking about elementary school, private school, high school, middle school, homeschool, any school you can think of. I salute you, teachers, right now. Here, put my hand up to my head. Salute! You guys are great, okay? So I think we should have a Teacher's Day in the U.S. to sort of set aside time that we can think about our teachers. And the same thing, like I said, with children. Have a Children's Day. So also in China, at the same time, we're celebrating what is known as the Mid-Autumn Festival, also known as the Moon Festival. And they celebrate this with their families. Usually Chinese people will go back home, or they'll spend time with their wives or their husbands and their family. And they will sit down and have a thing called a moon cake. And man, do I love moon cake. I'll tell you one thing in China that will get me fat is moon cake, because I could just sit down and eat that stuff all day long. It's very good. It's very delicious. Now, I know last show or so I said that a moon cake was sort of like a fruit cake, and I had a few people got mad at me because I said that, but it's not exactly like a fruit cake because it doesn't have fruit in it, but you can get them with egg in it. I don't really like that one. Or you get them with nuts in there, or nothing at all. You just have like bean paste or that type of thing, but they're very sweet and they're very good. I know some people hate fruitcake. You know, as a boy, I told this story before that I used to get fruitcake from one of my aunts all the time. Oh man! And so I didn't always like fruitcake. So anyway, the whole thing is that China, they like to celebrate, they like to have festivals, and it's very fun to be around here for this time of the Moon Festival, this time for the Moon Cake or the Mid-Autumn Festival. So it's very, very fun. In fact, tomorrow I'm going on a trip with some other Chinese people, and we're going to go on a trip in China. I like to go on trips that I don't know about anything that's going to go on. So tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning, we're going to hop in the car, and we're going to go drive and have some fun. So I don't know exactly where we're going. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. All I know is this cowboy is going to have fun riding the range in China. So that's about China. Now, if you have any questions about China, I want you can call in. You can ask the question. It's 347-989-1012. You're more than free to ask me a question about anything about China, and I will answer those questions. Every show, I will have a little bit of information or news article or different things about China, because it's important to me, because I have a lot of Chinese friends and that, and I think for me it's very important to go ahead and do that. And so anyway, the thing I also am concerned about is Americans learning about the Chinese and the Chinese learning about Americans. So what we're going to do is, over the next few weeks, few months, we are going to have a live studio audience here in China. I want you to spread the word around. We're going to have a live studio audience of Chinese people here, and those Chinese people will listen to you. You call in, and you will be able to have a conversation with another Chinese person here in China, and you will be able to discuss an issue. Maybe you have a question about, well, what do you do on a Monday when you go to work? And then they will tell you. And so we will have conversations live on the air between my live audience. We'll probably have anywhere from 3 to 10 people in the audience, and we will interact with the American callers, and it'll be a very fun time. So I will warn you and let you know when that's happening. And I'll also put most of those updates and things that we're going to do up on the Tough Reality group over on Late Night in the Midlands. Again, go to latenightinthemidlands.com, sign up, become a member, spread the content, go there, and go check out my group, join my group, and you'll get secret content that you might not get on our regular website. So go ahead and do that. But the call-in number, again, is 347-989-1012. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And we're going to go ahead and do that just right now. And I think that when you come back, we'll go ahead and wrap up. We have some news articles that I want to get to, but also I want to talk a little bit more about who is going to be president. Is it going to be Barack Obama, Mitt Romney, or a third party? And what do you think that president's first day in office is going to be like? What do you think the first day of that new president's day in office is going to be like? Okay, think about that and give me a call now. Make sure you hit the 1 when you're on the phone line if you want to get on the air, okay?
Is it possible to read a person's thoughts? Can we implant thoughts also? Is there evidence of the existence of God? Does USGS records show increases in earthquakes due to nuclear testing? Author Jose Collazo says yes, and he has the proof in his 3 books titled America's New Slavery, fMRI Technology, America's New Slavery Behind the Scenes and Update, God Does Exist, No More Nuclear Testing, and much more. Researched under the Freedom of Information Act and other sources, Jose Collazo has the proof to most of his claims and is investigating others. You can get copies of his books on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or www.xlibris.com. That's www.xlibris.com. Or you can click the book banner on the main page right next to the chat room on www.latenightinthe.midlands.com. Get your copy now. You're listening to the LNM Radio Network. The LNM Radio Network covers it all with great shows like Tough Reality, Paranormal Perception, The Hurricane Hour, Angel's Lighthouse, and of course our very own Late Night in the Midlands. So when you think of a network that takes an interest in everything, think of a network that covers everything. The LNM Radio Network, exploring the truth and exposing the lies day and night. For the full lineup on times and dates of the shows we generate, go to www.latenightinthe.midlands.com and click the On-Air Schedule tab at the top of the website. We want to stick around and continue to bring you the best guests and the best shows from around the globe with the best information. And we cannot do it without your support. So please spread our content as much as you can and donate on the website by going to www.latenightinthe.midlands.com, and on the right side of the page you will see the donate buttons, and you can rest assured that every penny you donate goes to help the LNM Radio Network stay on the air and expose the world one truth. There is a condition 1 out of every 3 people around the world suffer with. RMS. A condition that can be crippling. RMS. A condition that causes confusion and discomfort, rapid pounding of a fist on tables, and unwillingness to watch the fake news. RMS. Restless mind syndrome. You may not have heard of it, but if you are one of the millions suffering from this condition, there is now hope. You do not have to go through life not knowing what to do next or how to rid yourself of this health-bearing condition, now being recognized by doctors, lawyers, and victims all over the world. The cure? LNM. Just listen to this testimonial by one of our subscribers.
I can say true to my heart that LNM worked for me. I stood up day and night confused by what the fake news has told me. I could not even take care of my family or hold a job. I couldn't even get off the couch to do anything, and I knew there was a problem. Now, since I've been on LMN, my family life is back, and I'm waking up more people than ever around the world.
Now you know what you can do to put an end to restless mind syndrome. Ask your doctor about LNM and ask if it's right for you. LNM should not be taken without a prescription. It should never be taken while on drugs like Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. You should also tell your doctor if you take Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, or Randy Rhoads serious. Side effects of LNM include waking up, spreading truth, passing out cards and flyers. Other side effects may include, but not limited to, the expansion of mind and thought, arguments with sheeple, high blood pressure, preparedness, mood swings, and the feeling of a need to get involved. If you see chemtrails after you have begun using LNM, contact your state and local officials immediately, because this could be a sign you're waking up. LNM, because you don't have to live in the dark with RMS anymore.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just
Reality here on the Late Night in the Midlands LNM Radio Network. Thank you so much. And we're having a great time here today. We're talking about politics. We're talking about religion. We're talking about everything you want to talk about. And if you'd like to call in, our call-in number is 347-989-1012. That's 347-989-1012. So, just before I went to break, I was telling you that we're getting ready for a trip. We are. We're going to go to I don't know where, but we're going to have fun. And as part of this Chinese holiday, they normally take a week off, and it's awesome. They have fun. They do it now, and then also in the springtime, sort of springtime, but it's closer to February, and they have then what they call the Spring Festival. Okay, and so they celebrate then different things, family again. So they, a lot of people, they're interested in the Chinese, but they don't ask questions, and so they don't really know what goes on with the Chinese. One thing I've noticed about the Chinese people is they're very family-oriented. They love their family. And, I think sometimes that in America we think that everybody else in the world doesn't know how to deal with their family. They don't know how to be parents, or they don't know how to raise their children. And, most parents want the same thing. I want good things for my children. And most parents in the world, they want their children to do better than what they did. That's basically it. They want them to grow up and be a productive member of society. They don't want them to grow up and be a criminal. No. What parent out there, raise your hand, what parent out there wants their child to grow up and be a criminal? Nobody. Come on. You want your child to grow up and be a good, upstanding person. Girl or boy, man, woman, you want them to be a productive member of society. And that's what we're looking for. We want to do that. And that's what the Chinese want. They want a good place to stay, like a nice house. They want be able to watch TV, maybe a DVD. They want to be able to hang out and have good food to eat, either buying it, maybe go out once a week and have food, or go out once a week and go watch a movie. I mean, they're regular people, and the thing that's funny is that we as average people talking to each other do not think ill of each other, but the government sort of puts this thing on us that we're separate. Because the Chinese people, Asian people look different than the white people, Caucasian people, then we don't like them because they're different. Or African American people look a little different than white people, and then we're like, I don't like them because they're a little different. We're all people. We are all of one race, the human race. Hello. I am not racist, and never will be. But there are people that I know that they just don't like this person or don't like that person, not because of values or what I call values and views, but because of their skin color. That's dangerous. You don't want that to happen to you. You want to be a free-thinking person. A free-thinking person does not encumber their thoughts with thoughts of racism. Your mind should be cluttered with love. Think about that. Instead of cluttering your mind with hate about how you don't like this, I don't like this situation, clutter your mind with love. Spread love around. Have you tried that? Have you tried waking up on Monday morning saying, okay, I'm going to love my boss? Not, I love you, boss. No, not that kind of crap. I'm talking about that you respect them, that you love them, that you like them. You like them. Now, where does it start to stop these wars? By liking people, by loving people. And eventually, as enough people distribute that love, then they will overcome the evil that's in some of our governments. I look at myself as a voice crying in the wilderness, telling people that, hey, we can make this thing change. We can do the right thing. We can look on the positive side. I'm going to report a lot of negative things because it's tough reality. But that does not mean that we don't think of positive solutions. Look, if we know there's a lot of earthquakes going on, what do? We prepare for an earthquake. Hello. Earth to citizen. If there's earthquakes happening, prepare. What if there's a flood? Hello. Earth to citizen. Prepare for the flood in case there is one. Well, what? Mike, what if there's a hurricane or a typhoon or a tornado and boom, boom, boom? Hey, hello, citizen of the world. Prepare. You might say, Mike, oh my gosh, I don't want to prepare. There's too much work. Okay, then don't prepare. That's your choice. I'm not forcing you to prepare. But let me tell you this. If you don't prepare, let me give you a kind word. You're an idiot. You have to prepare. Okay, I don't mean to be disparaging, but my God, we need to look what happens with all these hurricanes and tornadoes and earthquakes. We need to prepare a little bit. Maybe buy a generator. Maybe buy batteries. Maybe buy a flashlight. Maybe buy a cooking stove that cooks with propane. Maybe buy some extra dry food. Maybe buy some extra water that you can set aside. Why not? It's okay to do that. Okay? So the reason I'm telling you this is because a lot of times we get into this battle not over valid things, but over minutia, over things like skin color. So we don't need to do that. So speaking of preparing, I posted an article, and I've got a few emails about it so far, but it says this: Mayan experts race to convince people that tribe did not predict an apocalypse for this December. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me, right? So for 10 years, we've been talking how December 21st, 2012, the end of the world as predicted by the Mayans in the Mayan calendar. We said that for 10 years. Now, why did it take 10 years to discover that they didn't predict this apocalypse? Was there some special key? Let's read a little bit of this. Experts say Mayans, the prophets did not predict the end of the world. Other prophecies made by Mayan civilization go beyond 2012, believing more years to come. As the clock winds down to December 21st, experts on the Mayan calendar have been racing to convince people that the Mayan didn't predict an apocalypse for the end of the year. Hello! We have, for 10 years, since I know, even before 10 years, we've been talking about the Mayan calendar and how it predicts the end of the world. And, oh, my God, everything's going to happen. There's going to be hail fall from the sky. The stars are going to fall down. People are going to trip and kill themselves on knives. People are going to jump up and down. People are going to be completely devastated. There's going to be floods, apocalyptic tremors. There's going to be great signs. Jesus coming back, as they say in Ghostbusters, cats and dogs intermarrying. Oh, my God, the end of the world. Huh? Look, I tell people about the end of the world all the time. And I also tell them this. Does that mean it's going to end? No. It doesn't mean that. It just means somebody has said that the end of the world is happening. So sometimes I will post an article about this, but I posted this one because this is tough reality to some people. They built their entire career in the past 10 years on the Mayan calendar and it ending the world. Okay. Is the earth going through changes? Yes. Does that have to do with the Mayan calendar? I don't think so. Maybe. I haven't seen the direct link. If anybody does, please email me. Let me know. Shout me down. But according to this article, the scientists are running around like chickens with a head cut off. It's not going to end. Don't believe anybody. Okay. How long did it take them to figure that out? Really? A year? Maybe. Let's just say 5 years. So why in the year 2007 didn't they say, Mayan calendar, like the lady on Saturday Night Live, Rosanna Dana. She gets mad. The world is going to end. And then the news anchor says, well, the news is the world isn't going to end. And then she'd say, never mind. So all you people out there that have been talking about 2012, I don't know what's going to happen. I am not some kind of psychic predictor. But I know some psychics are saying the end of the world. Some psychics are saying that it won't end until 2030. Some psychics say 2015. What is it? Tell me. Never mind. So what I'm telling you is this. Prepare for the worst, but believe for the best. Prepare for the worst, believe for the best. What does that mean? That means get some water, get some food, get ready. Get ready mentally, physically, spiritually. Be ready to meet your maker if it has to happen. But at the same time, live like it's not ever going to end. Love on your people. Be friends with them. Build a business if you've been wanting to build a business. In fact, use this as an example of how you could have waited around for 10 years. Oh, the world's going to end in 2012. I'm not going to do anything. Oh, my God, January 2012, I'm going to stop all my business. Oh, yeah. Then what happens to you on December 22nd, 2012, when the earth is still here? You got to get up, and you still didn't start that business. You still didn't ask that girl to marry you. You still didn't have that children. Come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I think that we sometimes think that, oh, somebody's going to save us or the world. Look, are you hoping the world ends? Really? I hope the world changes, but I don't hope the world ends. Who sits around, and I'm telling you, if you sit around thinking, oh, yeah, God, I can't wait till you come back. We're going to kill those bad people. Boom, 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 with lightning bolts coming from our hands. Or as do you remember that show with Mel Gibson where he plays that Scottish guy? He says, yeah, the stories of me shooting lightning bolts from my arse. You know, God is not that kind of crazy man. He's got to love. Now, is he going to judge people? Sure. Of course he is. He's a just God, but he's not a crazy God. So you people that are waiting around for God to come back and kill people, shame on you. Don't wait. Don't wait around. Hey, look, if you don't like your neighbor and he's negative, talk to him. Love on him. Help him. Do something with him. Maybe he'll change. And look, if he doesn't change, you have two choices. You live there with that and don't complain about it, or you leave. You live with it or you leave it. Pretty simple choice. Right? I have many people email me and say, oh, Mike, it's not that easy. You don't understand. Really? I don't understand. I've lived some of the most negative people in the world. I understand this. I either decide to live with it and enjoy myself, or I become miserable. Like Joe Miserable. I was miserable. I was so miserable. I don't know how miserable I is, but I was miserable. So miserable that my miserable is on top of my miserable. In fact, I have double miserable. Miserable when I wake up, miserable when I eat my lunch, miserable when I go to bed. I'm miserable, miserable, miserable. Have you ever been around somebody that's just miserable? Oh, my God. Sometimes it is a drain on your energy, draining your energy. We don't want to drain people's energy. We don't want to be a psychic vampire. No, what do we want to be? We want to charge people up and make them happy. That's what I want to do. I want to spread love. So anyway, the Mayan experts are running around, chickens with their head cut off. Go up to toughreality.com. Go look at that. Search for Mayan. You'll find that. But also when you're there, I want you to email me this week. I want you to write down your thoughts about anything. I don't care what it is. Write down maybe one sentence. Mike, I love your show. I get a lot of those. I love your show. But you know what? If you hate my show, tell me too. Mike, I hate your show. No problem. Okay? So you do what you want to do, but I would love it to email me at mike@toughreality.com. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Pinterest. Any of those places to follow me, and you'll be able to see pictures. Also go over to Lay Down the Midlands, sign up as a member, spread the content, go to my group, Tough Reality, and sign up as a group member. I'm going to be sharing content in there that I might not put on even on my regular website. So there might be some secret stuff that I offer for free, maybe, hint, hint, maybe some information on how to prepare for earthquakes and things like that. Or maybe I share some information on how to build online businesses. Ooh, Now, would that be valuable to learn some information from me? Look, I've had many different online businesses. My friend Adrian and I explained that we had that together. And so would it be helpful? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you just want to grab it and look at it. So anyway, I'm saying go check it out over at Late Night in the Midlands, and we'll check all those things out together. Now, here's another one. This article was very interesting. What is the Federal Reserve hiding? First of all, let me tell you that they're hiding in plain sight. The Federal Reserve is not federal. It is a private organization. Now, in the future, I'm going to do a whole show on the Federal Reserve because it's so interesting and so detailed, and I have a guest in mind to bring on and talk about the Federal Reserve. So remind me, we're going to have a show on the HARP. We're going to have a show on the Federal Reserve. We are also going to have a complete show on chemtrails. I find those very interesting. A show on real estate. We're also going to have a show on hypnotism, how to overcome your fear, how to be more confident. So we're going to do that. So what is the Federal Reserve actually hiding? The Federal Reserve continues to pump up its bubble economy by recklessly printing money and by setting interest rates artificially low. And the U.S. Congress continues. They continue to stand aside and allow them to systematically destroy our economy. Remember, I talked about Ben Bernanke. I want to slap him on top of his bald head. Mr. Bernanke, please pay attention. Don't pay the bills with funny money. You're printing funny money. It's like monopoly money. You're making our money worth nothing, sir. I respectfully disagree with you. I respectfully call you a fool in your policies. Now, you might be a great guy. Who knows? Maybe you'd be good to sit down and have a beer with, play pool, play poker. I don't know. But listen to me right now. Your policies are like that of an idiot. I don't know where you get your information from. Let's change some things. What do we call it? QE Unlimited? Print all this money. Create a bunch of problems. We're going to create a depression and then something that we cannot even get out of. We don't want that. But no, we have to do something about this, right? Vote, people. Vote. Please vote. Because if we don't vote and we don't do that, what we're supposed to do, then we're going to have a problem. We're going to have situations where that we as Americans are going to have a government that we do, I repeat, do not like. Now, I'm going to take one more quick break, one final break. We're going to come back. We might take a call or two. I might have time for one or two callers, and we're going to wrap it up for today and Tough Reality. So I want you to go ahead and just sit there, sit back, relax, enjoy what you're doing, and I'll be right back.
Is there proof of God's existence in our government's records? Author Jose Collazo brings his years of research into this stunning question to light in God Does Exist, No More Nuclear Testing, and more. Touching on little-known government projects such as the Remote Viewers Program and Active Auroral Research Program, Collazo has uncovered some amazing discoveries through his research and use of the Freedom of Information Act. From uncovered information on the Ark of the Covenant to connections between natural disasters and nuclear testing, experience this revealing look into our government's obscure and hidden work. Discover how new and experimental technologies may change our world forever and uncover monumental proof and answers to mankind's greatest questions in God Does Exist, No More Nuclear Testing, and more.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and facts that the mainstream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, whether it be politics or archaeologists. We have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed. Also, take a look at Crystal's TLC. Visit the website at www.crystalstl.com. www.crystalstlc.com. Hit the Avon link to view a full line of 100% guaranteed Avon products. See and order their specially scented, long-burning soy candles, which can be ordered directly from www.crystaltlc.com. Their candles are produced especially for Crystals TLC and come in a wide variety of beautiful scents. Visit them and let them bring beauty into your life. You're listening to the LNM Radio Network. Is it possible to read a person's thoughts? Can we implant thoughts also? Is there evidence of the existence of God? Does USGS records show increases in earthquakes due to nuclear testing? Author Jose Collazo says yes, and he has the proof in his 3 books titled America's New Slavery, fMRI Technology, America's New Slavery Behind the Scenes and Update, God Does Exist, No More Nuclear Testing, and much more. Researched under the Freedom of Information Act and other sources, Jose Collazo has the proof to most of his claims and is investigating others. You can get copies of his books on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or www.xlibris.com. That's www.xlibris.com. Or you can click the book banner on the main page right next to the chat room on www.latenightinthe.midlands.com. Get your copy now. You're listening to the LNM Radio Network. The LNM Radio Network covers it all with great shows like Tough Reality, Paranormal Perception, The Hurricane Hour, Angel's Lighthouse, and of course our very own Late Night in the Midlands. So when you think of a network that takes an interest in everything, think of a network that covers everything. The LNM Radio Network, exploring the truth and exposing the lies day and night. For the full lineup on times and dates of the shows we generate, go to www.latenightinthe.midlands.com and click the On-Air Schedule tab at the top of the website. We want to stick around and continue to bring you the best guests and the best shows from around the globe with the best information. And we cannot do it without your support. So please spread our content as much as you can and donate on the website by going to www.latenightinthe.midlands.com, and on the right side of the page you will see the donate buttons, and you can rest assured that every penny you donate goes to help the LNM Radio Network stay on the air and expose the world one truth.
Downsized, outsourced, pink-slipped? Afraid of losing your home? Forbes magazine named our company one of the top 10 business ideas of 2012, where ordinary people are creating extraordinary incomes.
Hi, I am Elena from Miami. I was a traditional business owner with all the headaches that come with that. But I replaced that multiple franchise income working from home full-time, and I spent all the time I want with my son.
Get out of the rat race. Work from home and start earning great money as soon as next week.
Hi, David from Boston. I was in the real estate industry for 12 years when the bottom completely fell out of that business. I really had my back against the wall with 5 young kids depending on me. I've now been in this business for less than a full year, and I'm actually better off today, income-wise, than I was in my best year ever in real estate.
Call this number now, 253-200-5002. That's 253-200-5002. Want to learn this information now? Please give us a call, 253-200-5002. Hi, this is Mike, and thank you for listening to Tough Reality. Don't forget, we're on Mondays and Wednesdays, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to call in. Feel free to contact us. We love to listen to you, and we love to hear your thoughts and your opinion. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Pinterest. Also go to our website at toughreality.com. That's TOUGHREALITY.com. Or email us at mike@toughreality.com. Don't forget, email and let me know what you